Hey, what's up guys? Joe here, coming at you today from Town Hall 11, but we're actually showing some Town Hall 10 content. 3-star strategies against different types of base designs. 3 different base designs and 3 different armies actually. There's multiple different armies for Town Hall 10. It's just really attention to detail and the different types of troops being used on the different types of base. So we're going to go back a war or two, 2 wars. And Klons is going to kick it off by showing us the way. Klons is a beast at Town Hall 10. And he goes in on this Town Hall 10 base, not maxed out at Town Hall 10, but the design is very common. We see this common very often. The best part about it is that if you get in there really close to that Town Hall, the Town Hall can be frozen with both Infernos. Town Hall doesn't matter, but the Infernos being frozen is what matters. So it's a horrible base design, but let's go ahead and get a look at this base. So as we get in here on this base, we know that we can freeze both of those Inferno towers as long as we place the freeze spell in the correct place. So Klons comes in with a Queen Walk La Lune, starting with Queen Walk down in the south, and he's really after this air defense over here and this Archer Queen. He's also going to use a couple of balloons up top to draw the clan castle out. So the clan castle is purposely placed up top, away from this to try to combat this. However, the problem with that is that it can easily be lured in its current position considering the range on it. So as Klons walks his queen, he's taking out the Barbarian King, he's taking out the Archer Queen, and he continues to use rage spells since she's being beat up pretty bad by the Expo. So a couple of balloons coming from the north, and then it draws the clan castle troops south down into the Archer Queen. Now if you're not a queen walker, if you can't queen walk, if you don't have a higher level queen to sustain all this, then it's probably not the best idea to do this. So keep in mind the level of heroes and the level of the base that you're taking on. If you think you're going to take on a max level base with level 15 heroes at Town Hall 10, good luck. Let me know how it goes. Please comment below and tell me if you did it. But anyway, so Barbarian King's coming in. He's going to distract the defenses, and then the Archer Queen's going to go in and take care of this air defense. So the base design itself is really set up for failure for the small kill squad. Then he comes in surrounding the base with balloons. He's got 2 hounds coming in on the first air defense, and then circling the semi-circling the area with balloons. He'll start dropping in a couple of haste spells to speed up the balloons as they start to get closer to the core. Brings in that max level hound up on this 3rd air defense up here, or the 2nd one. And then they meet up, and you got a couple of balloons taking their time. But as the troops get to the core, he freezes both Inferno towers, and then he drops a freeze spell or a rage spell to get in on the Inferno towers and take it out, which ends up taking down the Town Hall because of the pups following closely behind. But either way, the sweeper does not stop him. He has haste spells down here, and he really just circles the entire base with balloons, and everything just kind of closes in on itself. So the base design itself really opens it up for failure if you know what you're doing with the La Lune portion. And then also he has a full queen up there, so he does a phenomenal job by crushing this base. Great attack by Klons, getting a 3-star on a fairly decent Town Hall 10. So anyways, the next replay is going to be actually a live planning session with a Gobbo La Lune that I do for you guys while I was over in Clan Rockers against Achilles. And then we're going to finish that one up with another replay using a completely different troop composition. So do stay tuned in. There might be some troops and base designs that you see quite frequently. Okay, let's go ahead and go in here and plan a Town Hall 10 Gobbo La Lune, executed slightly differently than the Town Hall 9, but not a whole lot of differences. Either way, this is not a small base or a low grade base. This base is pretty much a max Town Hall 9 with 2 Inferno towers. You got a level 2 Inferno tower and a level 1 Inferno tower. So as we zoom out, we also have max level heroes for Town Hall 9, level 30 heroes. So it's not a lightweight base at all. Very strong base actually, for especially me practicing Town Hall 10 Gobbo La Lune. But anyways, so we have builders huts up here in the corners. We need to make sure that we account for these builders huts. We have to make sure that we get those first, and that way we're not tying up time with our air portion. So I actually bring in 3 minions specifically for those builders huts, and I want to make sure I get rid of them first. So as we zoom in, this area right here in the base actually particularly interests me, because you have an Inferno tower here, and you also have the air defense there, as well as an Archer Queen and another air defense here. So you have a lot of value on this side of the base, a lot of things that I want to get rid of. Or I could reach with the bowlers. Anyways, so we got a large trash ring here. We also have a mortar sitting here. So we know that we can bring in a golem to tie up these defenses here along the ring. and tie them up just long enough to where I can get wizards and heroes in here to take care of these structures all in this area here. Anyways, so as we look here, we got a air defense that's not in range. This barracks here is not in range for a baby or of that air defense. So I can use a baby dragon here, and then the rest of it I can use wizards. So we're gonna go ahead and start it, and then we'll kind of pause it along the way and stop and take a look at everything. So minions are down, and then we're gonna go ahead and drop that golem, and he's going to target in on that location. So we got a couple of wizards here. Now we're going to use this barbarian king up here to target these structures up here along the wall. The idea here is that, you know, if you've used bowlers before and you have structures within their range, their targeting range, they're not going to go into the base, they're going to stay on the outside. So we have to make sure that we get a really wide funnel to secure our entry point into the base with the bowlers. So the Barbarian King, he's really expendable here, and we're going to go ahead and do so. So the Barbarian King's working on the barracks up there. We got a couple of wizards down. We had a minion helping out, and then we'll also drop our baby dragon here to start working on the structure on the barracks, the dark barracks here, as well as the archer queen assisting. She's standing back and taking care of structures. The golem is really sacrificial. We're not really worried about the golem. We just want to get rid of the structures to use our jump spell, because use a jump spell instead of wall breakers here, because you get 5 beams out of the Inferno Tower. So 5 beams, 2 golemites at this point. You're going to send in 3 wall breakers to try to take care of this wall, and you're going to end up losing them and having a wall breaker fail. So use a jump spell here. I used a jump spell here, and we're going to send our bowlers and queen directly in, raging up the bowlers to get rid of that Inferno Tower as quickly as possible. And now at this point, we've used our Barbarian King's Iron Fist ability to take care of the structures in the north and keep him going. And then also down here in the south, we are losing our golems. Really don't stress it. We got a clan castle of bowlers, not exactly the ideal defensive clan castle. Doesn't really matter. We're not really too focused on the ground troops anymore, because once this Inferno Tower falls, we're going to try to get this second air defense, but we actually don't get it. It's another bad location for an air defense, kind of giving it up to the kill squad if you know how to properly funnel. Either way, the archer queen actually does go down, so we have to transition into the air portion. So we end up coming from the south here, because we have 2 air defenses here, and then everything will path into this air defense here. And we also want to get rid of this Inferno Tower in the process. So the ground clan castle troops are not really a threat anymore, and so we can go ahead and start transitioning with our max level hound out of our clan castle, following it up with 3 to 4 balloons. They're going to target here, so we drop in a couple more balloons to target this air defense and hopefully shoot over into the air defense, or the archer tower into the air defense. And then we come in with 2 more loons over here. Since we have 5 beams already sprinkled out, we'll use a rage spell here to boost up this group of troops here to go in on that sweeper, get rid of that sweeper, get rid of the air defense, and get into that Inferno Tower when we freeze it. So we've got 3 to 4 balloons on each defense, and then everything's tied up on the air defenses. Currently the hounds are tied up, and then we freeze our Inferno Tower, rage directly, get a haste spell down into the Inferno Tower as well as the Teslas, and then the hound is continuing to draw all the power. So we end up having to use a haste spell a little bit earlier than what I would like to get everything into this air defense as this set of balloons over here goes on the cannon. So anyways, they're moving in, they haste right in. I have 3 more balloons in my queue for the back end to try to get in and clean up. As the balloons split for these defenses, we had a lot of high DPS here. So we're going to get 3 more balloons in there, try to sneak them in on the Wizard Tower. Wizard Tower does go down, and then everything consolidates in on that Tesla. So at this point, we got cleanup. All the defenses have been accounted for and have been destroyed. We have just enough pups to get everything down. So really my timing is a little too slow. I got to speed up on my balloon drop. A little bit better planning next time, but this was just practice to try to get a little bit more better feel for Town Hall 10. And at this point, we're all in cleanup. Everything's going to go ahead and knock out the rest of the base. We're going to go ahead and speed it up and finish this raid out. And hopefully you got something out of this very detailed planning session. And we're going to go ahead now and finish up and continue on with the video. Alright, so good job, Joe. Way to go. But anyways, enough air. We've had enough air for a little while. Air is very strong at Town Hall 9, 10, and 11 currently. However, some of you out there do not use air. We do have Hashish here who does a bowlers and Valkyries and a queen walk. So let's go ahead and get into this attack. and take a look at what he does and the patience and everything that he does here. So as we look at this base design, it's one of those ring style bases, and the intent of this base, for those of you that don't know, is for everything to go around the outsides of the core. The core is supposed to just melt you down. This is not a new or old base design. It's just changed a little bit or adjusted a little bit, or placements and stuff has changed a little bit. So on this base right here, we have near maxed out levels for Town Hall 10. The walls have been heavily neglected, and the heroes need a lot of love. So this gentleman needs some work. But anyways, and he also has a hole in his base. Did you ever notice that? I just noticed that. But anyways, not exactly the best thing to do there. But either way, so we're going to get in on this replay here, and you got Hashish comes in with his max level 40 queen. Hashish is another beast at Town Hall 10 that we have over in Paradox, and he comes in with the queen walk. Very patient attacker, but in his composition he has 12 Valkyries, 10 wizards, 6 bowlers, and the clan castle, I can't recall exactly what's in it, but either way, he basically splits the base. So he's going to put a lot of emphasis on this archer queen. He's really focused in on the clan castle coming out, poisons down, take care of that weak barbarian king, take care of the dragons, and then the archer queen's going to continue over to the south and up into the west. So that's really what he wants her to do. He wants her to circle around. He's not worried about the Inferno Tower. He's not worried about getting to the core yet. The core is like really the last thought process. You really want to set the funnel. And in this case right here, you got a lot of base to funnel here. You got a lot of structures that's going to keep everything on the outsides of the base and move or keep your troops from ever going to the core of the base. So as this queen walk continues, she takes on a giant bomb. He drops his barbarian king, and the barbarian king starts moving towards the east, and he drops Valkyries out of his clan castles. The Valkyries come in, and really at this point he's kind of targeting everything, seeing where everything goes. One bowler strays south, and the other group of bowlers goes over to the far east, and they're going to move their way up north into the base. So as you see how he's targeting, so he drops one single Valkyrie and it targeted the clan castle, and then he dropped the rest of his Valkyries. So everything targets the center of the base, and they go in here and just straight demolish this base. This is nothing new. We've done this multiple times, but for those of you that aren't sure or unknowing, this is a great way to take care of these bases. Open up the sides, leave the core alone, and then send Valkyries in on a tight base like this and destroy it in a matter of seconds. So the Archer Queen has done her work over here in the west. Barbarian King, Valkyries, and a couple of bowlers have done their work over in the far west, moving north. And then everything's just going to meet itself together. So hopefully you're able to get something out of this video. A couple of pointers there on how to funnel at Town Hall 10. Don't worry about that core. The core will get taken care of. You just got to be patient and use troops in certain places. But drop some comments below and let me know what you're using at Town Hall 10 for 3-starring. If you got some awesome attacks, let me know. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support.